Welcome back to London Beautiful Life, and we're at the category is Macbeth Press Day at the Phoenix Arts Club in Soho. Macbeth, how did this all start and how did it all come about?
So we've had this idea to do this drag Macbeth for a while. We've got about 9 others in my head that are all different Shakespeares, and Macbeth just felt like the one to kind of launch with. It's dark, it's bloody, it's kind of unexpected for drag, which I think is going to be really fun. And I was messaging Kyran and Ginger, and they were both like, oh my god, we need to do this. And it just happened basically in 3 days. We were like, oh, let's do it then. Let's just go for it. And now here we are trying to sell tickets. It's madness. It's a roller coaster, but it's come together really quickly, but it's really exciting.
And it's going to be at the Emerald Theatre. So when it comes to the staging wise, how's that all going to work and production wise?
So yeah, we're at the Emerald Theatre, and the whole thing is set in a drag club in the 1980s. Okay. So it's dark, it's against the backdrop of Margaret Thatcher, Section 28, HIV and AIDS, like all this dark stuff. Queer people were under threat from the police all the time, the bars were getting raided, and we survived and we were being fabulous in these spaces. So we're leaning into the brutality of Macbeth with one side and the campness of drag, and trying to just fuse them together in this weird staging that is very based in music. So there's a banging score of like Depeche Mode, Erasure, Pet Shop Boys, Elton John. It's all going to be mixed in there, and it's just going to be unlike anything I think people have seen before.
Yeah, when it comes to, because obviously Shakespeare has been modernised quite a lot over the years, especially in films and television, but when it comes to modernising it in a theatre show, how do you convey that across the audiences?
So we're keeping the text original because we feel like that's really important, and I think we just have to kind of stick to our guts with what we're doing and hope that the audience kind of get what we're going for. Be true to the time period that we're setting it in, be true to the performers we've got, and I think that will make it feel very kind of relevant in a way that something we've not done before, and I don't think something has been done with Macbeth before quite in this way.
I also read there's going to be maybe some more drag race surprises. Is that true?
No.
No, is that not? Where did I read that then?
Don't know. But we'll say yes if it sells tickets, yeah.
And then also when it comes to costume, and what's the costumes going to be like? It's obviously set in the 80s, but is there going to be a bit of a twang when it comes to the modern drag, or is it going to be 80s drag, or is it going to go back to the 1600s, whenever Shakespeare was?
It's going to be very 80s. It's going to take inspiration from like Lee Bowery, from the Club Kid movement, from David Bowie, from New Romantics, kind of from traditional 80s drag. All these things merged together that I think will feel very referential, but will feel very modern in their own way, because it'll be this kind of mix of things that people maybe haven't seen together.
What would you like audience to take away from it?
I'd like audience to take away a programme, because they're expensive to print. But I would like audiences to just take away that drag is more than just campness all the time. There will be a lot of campness in it. It'll be very fun. But it will showcase the kind of true breadth of skill that these performers have.
So we're here for category is Macbeth. Yes. How did this all start? How did you become a part of it?
This started with a text from our lovely director-producer Chris Clegg that came out of absolutely nowhere. He sent me a message saying, how's your Shakespeare? And I said, classically trained. And here we are.
When it comes to Shakespeare, what is your favourite Shakespeare play?
Oh,
it doesn't have to be Macbeth.
It's like choosing between children, isn't it? Really tricky. I'm going to go a random curveball. I love Cymbeline, which is known as one of the problem plays because it doesn't quite all fit together in the way that it maybe should. But I saw a production of Cymbeline when I was really, really young, I must have been 17, 18. I saw a production of Cymbeline by Knee High Theatre Company at Northern Stage in Newcastle. And that is what made me want to be a performer, seeing that play. So that has a really special place in my heart.
And also when it comes to obviously you haven't started rehearsals yet, but when you're envisioning the rehearsals and being at the Emerald Theatre, what is the one scene you think is going to stand out the most?
Ooh, tricky. I mean, there's so many classic soliloquies for Macbeth within the show. And although we haven't started rehearsals, I have very much started preparing. Because, with Shakespeare, you want to go into the rehearsals not only knowing the words, but knowing what they mean. Otherwise, you're fighting an uphill battle from the beginning. But I have got a bit of an earworm, which will not leave me alone at the moment, which comes from the words, which is the end of that speech, stars hide your fires. Let night not see my black desires. I think I've got the words wrong there. I promise I'll get them right on the night. That's really in my brain at the moment. I think there's something really evocative and magic about that, and it fits the framing that we're using of nightlife.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And also it's set in the 80s as well. Is that going to be quite an interesting take, do you reckon, for audiences?
Yeah, I think this is going to be Macbeth in a way that people haven't seen it before, you know? I think the take on it and the angle that we have on the story is really, really unique. And I think seeing drag performers have such a range of skills that we can bring to any challenge that comes in front of us. But to see those used in the context of Shakespeare is going to be so exciting.
You just mentioned the word challenge. Yeah. You love a challenge and you love to win challenges. Firstly, when it comes to the first one, RuPaul's, what was that like being on that show, working with Rue and Michelle?
It was absolutely terrifying. It was completely terrifying. I had a wonderful time, and obviously it couldn't have gone much better than it did, but I was actually rereading my diary from the filming period recently, and it struck me how frightened I am in that diary. I think it's, you know, women say when they give birth, eventually they forget the pain and they want to do it again. I kind of feel like that about Drag Race.
Before you went on the show, did you have a kind of preconception of what the show could have been, is like in production, and was it completely different to what you might have thought it was?
It's pretty much exactly what you see on TV, I think. There's no... I think people get this idea into their head that there's all sorts of like hokey pokey going on behind the scenes, and but it's really, really not like that. The challenges are there, they're big, they're difficult, they push you to your limits, you have not much time to do them, you have to get on with it and just hope that all of the hopes and dreams you brought with you in your suitcase can manifest on the stage.
We've had also great guests on the show as well. Who was your favourite? You can choose more than one.
Oh, I love Aisling B. I think she's a phenomenal comedian and she's an amazing person, and so it was a real thrill to perform for her.
And also Bake Off, Celebrity Bake Off. MasterChef, sorry. Celebrity MasterChef. What? Sorry. I get them all confused. But Celebrity MasterChef, what was it like winning that?
That was an out-of-body experience, honestly. I really didn't have high hopes for myself when I went into that, but something just clicked in me, and I just decided that I wanted to win that one as well. And to a certain extent, I am going to win Macbeth, but then I am also going to pay the ultimate price for that in the end. So, yeah, I won't be leaving this one with the crown, and in fact, I won't even be leaving it with my own head.
Also, when it comes to, obviously, with RuPaul, you guys have to make your own costumes. Yeah. Are you going to have a say in the costume designs in this show? Yeah,
we're working really collaboratively. All the team are working really collaboratively together. And this is one of mine. I put this one together. I've been working on the last month or so. Every time I'm getting into drag, I'm trying to get myself into the character of Macbeth, because that my usual drag aesthetic is not very bloodthirsty. I look like a bouncy castle most of the time. So I'm having real fun playing with drag again, playing dress up and makeup, and trying to discover a deeper, darker, ambitious side of me that I can bring to the show. And that's been really, really fun. And it's actually really helping me prepare the character as well.
Here for category is Macbeth. How did it all come about? How did it all start?
Oh my gosh. I mean, Chris at Tuck Shop just shot me a message and said, hey, do you like Shakespeare? And I was like, are you joking? Like, this is a dream come true for me. I never thought in recent, post Drag Race that I'd get to do a Shakespeare seriously, and a tragedy at that. I never thought that I'd get to do that. So I'm super, super excited. Lady Macbeth is my favourite Shakespeare character. I'm just so excited to get my teeth into it. He just shot me a message and was like, is this something you're into? And I was like, this is literally everything I've ever wanted. Very, very, very excited.
So you haven't started rehearsals yet. However, have you already started to picture in your mind what things could look like? Or
yeah, I think what's really exciting as well is that Chris is kind of letting Ginger and I have a creative input in what we want this world to kind of be. So that's really exciting. It's just opening up all the possibilities. And yeah, I mean, we haven't started rehearsals yet, but I have started learning my lines. Out dumb spot. By the pricking of my thumbs. That's not my line, but I am wearing really pricky pricky thumbs. Yeah, but I started learning my lines because it's a lot and it's not my usual shtick. Usually for drag, I'll just half learn lines and then ad-lib my way through it and people will love it. But I can't do that with Shakespeare. You can't ad-lib Shakespeare, my darlings, you can't.
What do you reckon audiences are going to expect from this?
Ooh, I don't know. I think it's a really gorgeous intersection. I think that's what's so cool about the show is that drag and Shakespeare, like, even though they should go hand in hand, and arguably they do, with Shakespeare basically invented drag. You know, he was a drag queen himself, Willie Shakes. I think it's so interesting to see the different audiences it's going to pull in, like Shakespeare fans, drag race fans, drag fans. I'm just excited for people to come in, not really knowing what to expect or what we're going to kind of do with it, and then leave with a new insight into both Shakespeare and drag. I think that's so cool.
And actually, in RuPaul's Drag Race, we do get to see you guys making costumes. Will you be making any of your costumes in this?
No, I will not. Listen, I'm very talented at a lot of things. Sewing is not particularly one of them. I survived the sewing challenge, and I'm very happy that I did. And I will, in fact, never be sewing anything ever again in my life. But thank you for checking.
Actually, what was it like working on that show? Obviously, we see an hour of the show, but how intense is doing a show like that?
Oh my God, I loved it. I loved it. I mean, I'm going to say that I won. But I literally had the best time of my life. I loved not having my phone. I loved just being able to focus on everything, like all the challenges at hand. Like, I just love competitions. So, yeah, it's intense, but I was working so intensely before in the lead up to Drag Race anyway that it kind of felt like a break. Honestly. It was long, it was tiring. By the end of it, you're exhausted and you're like, oh my gosh, did I just dream all of that? That was the most surreal fever dream ever. But honestly, I think it was incredible. And it's a testament to Rue, Michelle, the judges, and all the production team. They're just incredible. They look after us really well.
And what was Rue and Michelle like?
Beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, absolutely stunning. Rue is it's just incredible to be in the same room as her, like, let alone receive praise and be judged by her. And Michelle is just the absolute sweetest, like, that is the almighty mother. Like, that's my mum that isn't my mum. So shout out to my two mums, Christine and Michelle.
And also, they bring in such great guests as well. Who was your highlight guest to have met?
Ooh. I think my favourite guest was actually, she wasn't even a guest judge, she just came in to help us record the girl group's verses, was Alexandra Burke. I think she was just the sweetest, most incredible, down-to-earth human being I've ever met. And Mabel was absolutely stunning. Simon Le Bon from Duran Duran, just so cool. Everybody was amazing, but Alexandra she has my heart. And Beverly Knight, icon of musical theatre, who I still see all the time at like events and stuff, and we always have a big cuddle. She's just incredible, absolutely incredible.